All right, good morning, everybody. Stock market is loosely green, up about just under 0.5%. Yesterday ended up closing, there's the opening bell. Yesterday ended up closing really good. Tesla, Facebook, IMDb, INMD, Domino's Pizza, Procter and Gamble, Xilinx and AMD's down a bunch today. Oh, earnings. They didn't had a gap down on earnings. That could be a buyable situation. Have to make a decision on that one. Small undercut and rally. Maybe look for a top or a bottoming candle. And the Squares down here yesterday, down 0.25%, but ended up really nice yesterday. Big day for Square. Ended up, I think about 5%, 4.74 is what I got here. If it opened where it closed, if not, maybe a little bit more. But a good day for Square. Hey, morning, Rob. You got in a Square? Very nice. Yeah, let's hope it continues. So far, so good. A beautiful pocket pivot yesterday. Look at that beautiful green candle right out of our longer term trend line. So hopefully we can keep that going if the market stays healthy with us. Like I said, market bounced back. We had a pretty good day yesterday, closed towards the high, and so far we're keeping a lot of those gains. So we're doing so far so good. Tesla up another 1%. Looks like double topping out with yesterday's high. We'll see how that gets handled. But our little consolidation in Tesla tested the 10-day moving. I mean, this is pretty good action up here. I can't see anything too mad. You can see volume starting to drift back into normal territory for Tesla. So hopefully that remains normalized, that we can just be happy and chilling like a villain above $500. That would put in a very nice high level range for testing. You can see on the weekly chart on Tesla here. Already very vastly exceeded the prior highs in Tesla. So it could just be a short trip up here, maybe a reversal back below 500, but hopefully not. Hopefully we can maintain above here and go on to bigger and better things. Tesla's a weird one though, because when you think about the rally back here, we're going from essentially 20 up to 300. This thing had a $50 billion market cap with revenues that were nothing. I mean, comparatively, I don't remember exactly what the revenues were back in 2014, 2015, 2016, but you can argue they weren't worth about $50 billion. So I think people have always kind of priced Tesla a little bit high, and now we're worth about $100 billion. So you have to wonder if we can rally to $200 billion, and I'm looking at it right now. Our sales are 25 billion, so actually not too bad in terms of sales. Or 4 times sales, price to sales 4.23. Not actually horribly bad from a sales perspective, especially for a company that's supposed to, probably double sales this year. Well, maybe we could rally more. I was trying to think of it from a fundamental perspective. Let me pull up the chart here for everyone. So market cap's 100 billion, sales are 25 billion. That's a lot of money. Those guys churn. Churn. Gross margin about 16% overall. That's going to get a little bit higher, hopefully, and then as battery technology gets better, it'll lower their battery costs. But still, that's pretty good right there. Actually, not too bad. I wonder if we could continue to go higher. If you look at GM, I wonder how. Maybe we'll look at Ford. Why'd they close the Gigafactory? So here you go, market cap 35 billion, 157 billion in sales. So that's completely different. Margin is half of Tesla's. So by that rationale, you probably sustain double, which still isn't very good. You're still looking at a quarter market cap via sales, where Tesla's completely inverted. You look at an Apple, And so it has market cap of 1.37 with sales of 260. So that's five times sales is the market cap. Automakers appear to be the inverse of that because their margins are probably so slim. There's GM with a gross margin of 10. So Tesla says, so you could probably make the argument that Tesla is probably worth 50 billion as a strict automaker, but that doesn't take into account the growth rate. That doesn't take into account, and it probably does take into account the margin. So anyway, general point is that we're in a big rally here, but fundamentally, I'm still sticking with it. I'm still sticking with it. EVR, 9% on some earnings, breaking over a quasi long-term trend line. Why am I going all the way out to 2027? Makes no sense. So there's a long-term trend line for EVR. We talked about this the other day and kind of how it handled this situation. But regardless, that's breaking out. That could be a potential buying opportunity. Looks like faltering a little bit on this candle. Oh, come on, you piece of garbage. There we go. So see how it handles this morning, coming back down to recent highs. Maybe there's going to be some support down there. Not too bad. Oh, because of the virus? Gotcha. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Well, yeah, long term it won't mean anything, but that's probably a good thing. So all Tesla's workers don't die. Actually, just make them live in the damn thing. Does anyone test them all for the virus? If none of them have the virus, then just take them and their families and keep them away from the virus. Facebook, 1.86% today, blasting off after selling off here into highs. I ended up selling my Facebook. I thought about getting back in, but I bought SQ instead. So Facebook coming back here very nicely. That's good. Buddy, Fortinet also looking like it's almost all the way back to highs after a shakeout with the market. On most of these charts, these just look like traditional pullbacks. Xilinx down a bunch on earnings. Bye-bye, Xilinx. Not sure if AMD needs to go. Actually, that hit the bottom of the channel. That's loosely buyable right there, ladies and gentlemen. That could be buyable. Starbucks. Excuse me. VGO. Take a walk up here for a second. Atlassian flagging out here just before the breakout, potential breakout. So far, a little 3 and an 8th day setup going on. You can see in the weekly chart looks very good. We talked about this one yesterday too. Netflix, this one also with a long-term trending line. This one surviving Disney Plus and all that. Not that they're mutually, not that you can't have both. They're both cheap. So that could go as well. Long-term turnaround play there. SLV, DH Horton. Intuit looking pretty good there, cupping out. Underperforming. We'll wait for a base. Well, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, that's not the worst advice in the world by a long shot, to be honest with you, just because it is up a decent amount when you look at it on this weekly chart here. Its last base was down here, basically a cut base. It rallied 47%. So yeah, you could argue that a base is warranted at some stage of the game. So yeah, that wouldn't be the end of the world if you did that. By the same token, we're stuck in a channel, and don't say it's over till the fat lady sings. And so far, the fat lady hasn't sung yet. 50-day moving average is down here, so we're not near the 50-day. So if we can hold good on earnings, and if we can, hold here decently. I mean, look at here, tested the trend line, came back up. Um, that's a good 10% to recent highs. That's not too bad. Just depends how you want to play it, I guess. Depends on the strategy. So this is a decently well-defined channel at this stage of the game. I can't tell you the last time I touched these trend lines. It may have been yesterday, but I don't know. Speaking of which, probably extend them out a little bit. I mean, pretty well-defined channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, maybe 6. Crystal Ball is telling me to wait on Tesla drop. What do you mean? You're going to wait till it drops? You're going to wait until it drops?
Daddy?
Yes, James. Are you guys out of here?
No, can you...
Hold on a second. All right, decided to grab water while I was out. Tell me to wait on Tesla or, as usual, FOMO at 1,000. Well, yeah, me. I'm one to let the market kind of guide me instead of every time I try to play soothsayer, like I've got a crystal ball. I end up with problems. Either I get taken out of a trade where I shouldn't have been, or something like that. So I'm just sticking with Tesla for now. I mean, it's got the base up here. This little consolidation. It's not even a base. This little tight action up here. I'm not mad at this. It's above the 10-day moving average. Volume's been declining. So there's not a big rush to get out of this stock by any stretch of the imagination. May happen at some point, but it's not happening right now. All right, let's go back up towards the top. EVR getting up a little bit more. Oh, there we go. Kind of. Yeah, we saw it down here, and now it popped up and came back down. So this guy a little bit all over the place. Not really what you want to see out of a stock up 10%. Hopefully it'll come up to better price action. Eli, I've always said crystal ball first, price action second. I've always said that. Everyone tells me that I have the greatest advice, and that's the advice. Crystal ball first. And everyone says I'm right. I don't say I'm right. Everyone else says I'm right. Don't listen to me. Listen to them. Crystal ball is the best. CCL. Long-term trend from peak of 2018. Okay, not too bad. Not very structured, though. Skipping the one peak in September 18, breaking the trend line recently. Yeah, I'm not mad at it giving up a little bit like that. Usually not. Definitely is not a traditional type of a signature. I'm not sure why. It's kind of strange. CCL. Carnival Corporation. I'm not familiar with them. I'm look them up over here on FinViz. Oh, is it Carnival Cruises? Oh, it is Carnival Cruises. Okay. I don't know. I'm on the fence on this one. Usually with my long-term turnarounds, they're in stocks that have had massive, massive uptrends. This one's pretty decent, but you go from 40 to 80, no, actually 72, not even 80. That's not even close to 80. Go from 40 to 72 here. That's not over like 4 years. That's not a very good run-up. I'd much rather have a bigger run-up. Like you look at Netflix, which we were just talking about in terms of a longer-term turnaround. Look at this run. You got a multi-year run-up from $8 in 2012 to 17 up to 4. I mean, so this one much bigger run up, and I don't know, for some reason I like these bigger drops. I think I'm still kind of coming to that particular, because yours was a fairly tight channel. It got kind of wide and weird towards the end over there. But for some reason I like this bit of a broader setup. It gives everyone a chance to sell off maybe. I haven't thought of it in those terms before about what the base should look like. I've been so focused on the trend line. But you can see this is a much larger run-up. And I think these setups work really good in stocks that have an inherent market advantage. Now, you can argue Carnival Cruise Lines does because it's one of the major players in the industry. But this also came all the way back down to that 40 level. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence on this one. Look at this. Going back to 2004, you're up at 60. It goes to 20. It's all over the place. So I don't think this thing has a massive rally in it. See, this would have been nice. Look at this one. You go from 10 to 40. That's a much nicer run up. See, you got small price action that just extends up, and this doesn't have any kind of longer term trend line after that. And it just gets choppy. It just gets super choppy. So I don't know. I can't say it won't have a big run up. I can just say it doesn't look very classical to my general setup. No one cruised in the Great Recession. Yeah, this was prior to the Great Recession here. Yeah, this was 99. This was run up into, this was 98. Excuse me. This was run up into 98, and then straight up in 99. It was sideways the entire year. Didn't really participate much in that rally. So I don't know. I think there's bigger fish to fry on this one, to be honest with you. The run-up's a little weird. It's not an in vogue industry right now. Right, Eli? You can feed your family on a Carnival Cruise Lines. Carnival Cruise Lines, cruising for the next three years, because we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Grab our 3-year cruise plan. Only $10,000 a person. We don't know if America will be here in 10 years. Cruise ships are massive. Oh, Eli's got puns this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Square 2.45, dude. Look at that. Nice. Look at Square bouncing out of there, 2.45% off to a, I won't say a slow start this morning. We only looked at it for the first minute or two, but here we are, 20 minutes in, and we're up 2.49%, so not too bad for Square. Look at the volume this morning as well. Looks like some other people believe in Square. Great volume right there. Hopefully this will have a nice run up. Yeah, so I think this is when my option expires. I drew these lines on here because I'm always thinking, when does this option expire? So if you see these lines like this, these are when my options expire on the contracts that I have. The Skyworks breakout, yeah, I keep thinking about that one too, Rob. I think about that one all the time as well. Like, oh, how many stocks did I watch break long-term turnarounds, never took a position, they just fucking run like 30% in a week? I was pissed. I was not happy. My account should be double where it is right now. Of course, I say that all the time, so there's nothing new there. Anyway, yeah, I'm not sure I'm capable of really doubling my account the way I've got it set up right now. I'm really heavy Tesla and TQQQ, like really heavy. Looking at my percentages, Tesla's gone up so much. My account was up, or I think I put like 25% of my account in Tesla. Now it's 40%. It's risen so much in value. So it looks just disproportionately like I'm really long Tesla, but so my options plays and my other plays are only up like 25% of my account right now, with TQQ being 30% of my account right now. Of course, that's risen in value too. So I haven't like re-percent of my account. So I'm probably I may have to rebalance. I don't know. I got to think about that. Last time I was all options when I did this, so it was easier to rebalance. But now I've got these longer term general stock positions. Skyworks on a pullback. Skyworks has been a little interesting lately. So you have the angled breakout here from this long term trend line, and we're above the all-time high, so we're into new highs. I don't know. I actually was in Skyworks. I was in Skyworks on this pullback, and I actually sold out not too long ago, so I actually don't need this line anymore. I don't know. I'm a little torn on this name at this stage of the game. It already hasn't gone higher, so it already didn't measured move off of the plan here. So I'm done with it for now. I'm not going to jump back in. I think there's other things to do. Yeah, it does work again. I don't know why. I don't have a great answer to that. All I can tell you is that it Thinkorswim hates me. The tech gods smited me. Was it yesterday? The tech gods were smiting me yesterday, like big time. You know, it must have been my computer, because even when I do my newsletter for Real Crypto, I do screenshots about every 12 seconds, it seems like, and that did not work. I could not get a screenshot. It wouldn't save to my clipboard. And I'm like troubleshooting, and I restarted my computer. It still didn't work, and I had to restart it again after additional troubleshooting to get it to work. So thank you, Microsoft, for really screwing up my computer. And at that point, I was thinking about switching to Linux. I'm like, I should switch to Linux. At least Linux, in theory, should be a little bit more stable. And Monkeytron told me not to. So I don't know. Eli, should I switch to Linux? I don't know if I should switch to Linux or not. I'm not sure if a lot of I know the Adobe products don't work in Linux. So I'd have to like do a VM or something to get that to work. Anyway. So it's not more stable? Okay. Well, I don't want to go buy a desktop Mac for like fucking $4,000. That's not something I really feel like spending $4,000 on. That's Trade Trigger's money. All right. All right, fine. All right, let's take a look at the leaders again. ENDP popping up. That one's kind of weird. This is on the actionable list. I don't know if I want this on this list anymore. INMD. So I actually sold, excuse me, I actually sold out of INMD. And it's probably back up to almost where I sold it likely. Maybe even slightly above it. So coming back really nice here, testing. Looks like the 50 day? That won't be the 50 day. That may be the 50 day. Tested the 50 day and then bounced off of that. So INMD really not in a bad place. It's doing pretty good. Nice support there, and then it's bouncing out of here. So maybe this will continue getting healthy. Had a beautiful move out of that triangle. I think I got like 18 or something percent. 25% out of it, something like that. I figured that was good for a stock move, so I just took profits on that one. Buy used on eBay. Yeah, I may do that. I'll think about it. I don't know. I guess I could. I'm not doing too much. I probably could just use a MacBook Pro with 2 monitors and call it a day. But I got so much storage on this desktop. Maybe I could just use it as like a network storage device. Just a big ass network storage device. I'll just fill it full of like 75 hard drives. Get an extra SATA card in there. I talked about Oakta yesterday, maybe breaking its trend line. Looks like poking up just a little bit, higher lows, doing pretty good. Nothing crazy yet. Square popped back down again. Yes, it did pop back down again. Okay, well, so we'll see how Square does so far. So far, so good in Square. We're at least above the trend line. That's the important part. Having positions lower. 4K porn. No, basically family documents, family videos, stuff like that. I don't have a. I store a lot of videos that I make. Like Real Stocks has, not Real Stocks, but it's a lot of video. It's just a lot of video content. It's not porn though. I have a file called not porn, which is where I keep my porn. No, it's not family documentaries. It's not porn. Definitely. Yeah, I should make a. You know what? I've never done that before. I've always joked about that, but I should make a folder. Definitely not porn. There we go. Definitely not porn. No, actually, most of this is pictures and videos from the family. Right here, I got them going back to, just all the old stuff that was stuck on phones from, pre-cloud times. I just got a bunch of, I'm not sure what file. Oh, this is back in my, yeah, fun times. Oh, I got stuff in there. Um, anyway, yeah, so I just got a bunch of pictures and stuff, is most of it, and then I got my introduction. I was doing a bunch of, I have just a ton of videos, charting videos that I've never put out. I just don't want to get rid of yet. Introduction to price and volume bars, all kinds of stuff. I'm just never happy with my content. I have a 2 terabyte drive connected to Wi-Fi router, which is barely filled. No idea why. Well, I've got this thing that enables me to record myself, and I do that often. I record a lot of stuff actually. I record a lot of stuff. So if you look at the properties of my storage, I've got 1.75 terabytes filled. I could probably get rid of half of that, to be honest with you, but I just haven't spent the time to go through it. Anyway, I just choose to have more capacity than less. That's all. Well, see, I record myself and then I never watch them again. I like sometimes I'll have a code mentor session or tech session about about coding, and I'll record it so it's just not in my memory. I've never gone back and watched one though. So anyway, it is what it is. It looks like the market took a pullback here too with Square. So we're back down to slightly negative. EVR still positive on earnings. Let's go check out the global watch list. That's a good question, Eli. It's a good question. I guess I could do that. I guess part of it too is that, and not with all things. Yeah, there probably is certain things I could push to YouTube. Absolutely. Boeing. Haven't looked at Boeing in a minute. Let's take a look at Boeing for a sec. So Boeing is in an interesting spot. They just canceled, I believe, production of the 737 MAX. So maybe that's going to take pressure off of them. I don't know. They're still holding that $300 level pretty good. I have a feeling once they get that settled out, this and if everything comes back to normal, this will be gangbusters, and this will just be a big pause. All right, Commvault. I'm going to go from the top down here. EVR, we mentioned choppily moving out. NSC, Norfolk Southern, that's got to be earnings. They liked that. Trains are making money, ladies and gentlemen. RXN, new highs. This could be interesting if you want to do a little bit of looking into even what the hell Rexnard is. I've had it up here. I remember looking at it for a long time, but that's a multi-year high going back to 2014. And I think that's all of the data I get. 0.2% down for the NASDAQ at this stage of the game. ENDP. There's Boeing again. Lumber Liquidators just sucks. So fun, not so fun. MongoDB not doing much. Light just chilling in new highs. Manhandlers and Associates. Not bad. Not too bad. Looks like a little trend line there breaking out. They have earnings coming up as well. 2-4. So again, don't know if you want to jump right in front of earnings. Apple had earnings. Oh, they already had earnings. Okay. 4.6 estimate, 4.99 actual, gapped up a little bit. Looks like much ado about nothing at this stage of the game. ODFL, not bad. Basing. There's Square loosely breaking out. BIDA, NVGS, YY. There's Facebook. Shut up, Siri. Square. No, Facebook. Not Square, Facebook. So I think Facebook will get going sometime. Market's got to figure out what it wants to do here. So you could argue the market generally here, loosely bullish. We're being tested again this morning. It looks like. You know, one up day does not make a bull trend. 2 down days does not make a bear trend. Let's see what our distribution day count is. I'm going to get going here in a little bit. But I want to see what our distribution day count is. We were at 2, maybe we're at 4 now. Or maybe we're at 3 now. I don't know. 4 for the S&P, 2 on the NASDAQ. Still only 2 on the NASDAQ, but 4 on the S&P. You're looking at 6 and 7 for market corrections. So nothing too extensive to do here quite yet. Anything else you guys want to look at on that? I think I'm going to bounce. Hopefully the market can sustain itself. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the futures market here. Tesla stalling a little bit there. Eli Lilly, not bad. So ZTO, AGB, Generac generators. Holy bejesus. Where the hell was I on this one? I had a long-term turnaround play right there. That was about almost a year. Didn't think it would do that. Holy crap, 53 to moving up a hundo. That's pretty good. That'd have been a good one because that one was not volatile at all, so your options premium is nothing. And Generac's a leader in that space too. How's AAXN doing? Looks like tightening action just a little bit here. Let me get rid of some of these trend lines. I've got a lot going on here. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one too. It's a little too aggressive. I just lost it. Where'd it go? See, that's not too bad. There's a nice little bull flag just out of a double bottom, very small double bottom base. Yeah, that would qualify. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That definitely qualifies as a double bottom base. That's actually a flat base. So this is actually pretty good. I would argue AAXN, and that is a breakout on breakout volume. So I don't know how the hell I missed that, but that is a weekly base on AAXN of a double bottom base, and that's a first stage breakout, ladies and gentlemen, on AAXN. So I had it right. I was just early. There's a saying in the market: even if you're early, you're still wrong. GE curl up. My lovely GE trade here, which worked out like gangbusters. Man, I covered really good on that one too. I don't know. They got a little bit of earnings. I mean, this is a long-term story, I think. I don't know. It's coming up to a long-term turnaround here. You can see a trend line right there. This is obviously a really weird trend line. It undercuts it significantly. Yeah, I would argue it looks a lot better than it ever has, well, for the past few years. Definitely looks a little bit better here. High or low there. We ended up holding a high or low. If I were watching it more intently, I probably would have mentioned this trend line right there, which we're very well extended up from right at this stage of the game. 25%. So that's a little extended to, I think, buy up here. But in terms of maybe market valuations, I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure the story with GE. I think you should read about it a little bit before you jump on something like that. Too short or not too short, Baba? Well, it had a... So there's a break of the 50-day moving average. We're back above it. I think if you break the 50-day again, Craig, you probably could short it. If you break this 50-day moving average again. That would probably, in my opinion, be the play here. Other than that, if it stays above the 50, I think you kind of have to give it the benefit of the doubt. Short LK, no one can go outside to buy coffee. Right? That's probably a thing. Although the funny thing about LK is they're all that may be a good thing to do, actually. It's not a horrible idea. All right, guys, well, I'm going to get out of here. We'll see what happens with the market today. We're faltering a little bit down as much as 1/4% after being positive on the open. Even Square pulling back, giving up most of its gains. Where is it at right now? It's bounced back up slightly to 1.1 something. So interesting there. Cool. So being tested a little bit. Market can't go up every day. Can't go down. Can't go up every day. Can't go down every day. So we're kind of in the middle of our Bollinger Band range here. Maybe we'll wait. Maybe we'll go sideways for a while. Wait for that to tighten up and while we see some stocks make moves, and then we'll see who's leading at this particular moment in time. MongoDB's leading. And on that note, have a good day, ladies and gentlemen.